What's up with y'all? It's Evan on the track and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the 5 biggest mistakes that are killing your music producer career. These are more so towards the people that are just starting out or just really trying to get into this, but this could apply to you at any level you're at. Number 1 is not making beats from scratch. If you never make beats from scratch, it's going to be hard to find your unique sound. If every time you make a beat, it starts from getting sent a loop or sent an idea, it kind of already tailors what you're going to do because it's starting from someone else's idea. When you make beats from scratch and start from a blank canvas, whatever authentic ideas you really have in your mind, that's what spews into the DAW. And now you're creating your own sound because what's coming out is what's really up here. Not what somebody else sent you or a sample, it's really you. Nobody else, just you. And by doing this over and over again, it can really help you identify what your unique sound is instead of starting from somebody else's. Another key point with that is that you're going to be able to make melodies. If you're just starting out, being able to make really good melodies is a lot more valuable than just being a drum guy. And that's just point blank period. The fact that you learn how to make melodies from making a lot of beats from scratch, you can now reach out to bigger producers and reach out to other producers and collaborate with them and just expand your reach and expand your network a lot quicker than if you never learn how to make beats from scratch. Number 2 is making music solely for money and not for the love of it. A lot of people start out and they see these huge producers with big chains on and driving crazy cars, and that is their pure motivation behind making beats. Whenever you do this and then you make music with that type of mindset, it's not authentic at all. There was a great quote that I seen, and I think a big producer tweeted it as well, but the quote was, when you sit down to cook up and you start thinking about money, God walks out the room. And that's so real because a lot of people are thinking about these, gratifying things like the money, the chains, the cars and all that. But that's not what making music should be about. When you make music out of a mindset of just loving to create, that's when you get the best product. That's when things really happen for you, instead of looking at it just materialistically. Another thing, when you think about it from a money standpoint, it makes you burn out a lot quicker because you're not really creating music for the love, you're creating music for the accolades. So when things aren't really working out as quick as you would like, it's easy to say, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this anymore. When in reality, if you genuinely loved it and were doing it because you genuinely felt the music in your heart, you would never quit. You would keep going, and eventually things will really pop off for you and you'll start to see some progress. Another huge problem I see is that a lot of producers aren't working with enough up-and-coming artists. If you never work with up-and-coming artists, those artists that might have 2,000 followers, 1,000 followers just starting out, you have no way to test your sound. If you've been making beats and making melodies and putting things together and you're only trying to reach out to Rod Wave and Lil Durk and Lil Baby and stuff, those people aren't responding to you. You have no way to really test out your sound. It's a lot of up-and-coming artists that have similar flows, similar cadences that might even be in your city that you could just reach out to, send some free beats to, and start building a relationship and just get to hear what your work sounds like when someone's using it. That'll let you know, maybe my 808 should be turned up a little more. His vocals are a little too, you could really tweak stuff, and see what you need to work on when you actually have vocals that are on your records and you could see what it sounds like in a real song format rather than just cooking up beats at home and never hearing nothing, never hearing anybody on it because you keep trying to shoot these Hail Marys and getting it to these huge artists. Start small, build with up-and-coming artists. The 4th huge mistake I see is just being inconsistent when it comes to posting and reaching out to people. If you're inconsistent with that, it's no real way for you to get discovered, make connections, and it really just leads to stagnation. And I say this all the time, if you're not putting yourselves out there in 2025, you're cooked, bro. And number 5 is copying producers instead of being influenced. There's a huge difference between copying someone and being influenced by them. When you copy a producer, let's say you're watching a video of your favorite producer cooking up. He's showing his plugins, he's showing the sounds, he's showing his drums. If you go back into your DAW and you use the exact lead he used, the exact piano, the exact drum sound, like down to a T, where you literally made the same exact beat, that is a form of copying. We don't want to do that. When it comes to being influenced, if we watch a video of our favorite producer cooking up and he uses a certain type of lead or a certain type of piano or certain type of chord progressions, we can emulate certain things that he did into our own production, but we're not copying it word for word. If he used a cool synth lead, let's find a synth lead in another plugin. Let's find our own synth lead. Let's find our own pianos that might sound a little similar to his, but not the exact same thing. If we copy everything word for word and bar for bar, we're not really being unique in any way, and we don't really leave any room for us to create our own sound. We just sound like a clone of whoever we like the most. And a lot of producers struggle with that, man. You have to carve out your own sound. It's no problem with getting influenced by people, but at the end of the day, you're your own producer. You're your own person. You don't want to go to the studio. Let's say you meet this guy one day and your beats sound identical to his, like same sound, same presets, everything. Come on, bro. You gotta switch it up in some realm. So be influenced influence, but don't copy. Those are the 5 things that I see a lot of producers struggling with, and they can really kill your career if you don't start doing these things or not doing some of these things that I mentioned. If you want any more tips and tricks and stuff like that, there's gonna be a link in the description for my coaching. You can hop on a one-on-one call and we can talk a little bit more about your specific situation. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you want more videos like this if it was informative. I'm out, man.